strike one on a 3-0 pitch. Sable on a take.
Surprised to see Boyd fall behind 3-0. His control's normally pretty good.
Pretty good pitch to run on here, too. 3-1, 1 out. Sable at the plate. Boyd's got kind of a tricky move. Very odd looking. Comes to the plate here for strike two. Sable just hasn't quite been himself at the plate during the series.
No, he's had some problems, and he struck out twice swinging today, and found himself going from 3-0 in the count to 3-2. And he's not swinging aggressively like he did, just a couple of weeks ago. Taking a lot of pitches.
Jones not on the run. Sable stays alive. A lot of times you'll see teams run in this full count, 1-out situation.
I think they're a little bit discouraged from that because Boyd's doing such a great job of keeping Jones close at first base. He's got a really tricky and deceptive move.
Big pitch here to Sable. He's going to go over to first.
Got one of those moves where he lifts his front leg straight up, and until he puts it down, you can't tell if he's going to go to the plate with it or toward first, and it just keeps you from... The only thing you can really do is just guess and try to outguess him and go early.
Sable hits it straight up in the air, and Dunn calls for it, takes it for out number 2. That'll bring up Sean Peterson. Comcast trivia question today brought to you by Comcast, Xfinity TV, Internet, and Voice. More choice, more control, and more HD. How about the pitcher recording the first win at PK Park? The pitcher that recorded the very first win at PK Park. The Ducks won that game in the bottom of the 9th, 1-0 against the defending national champions. Andrew Checkett's here, of course, for that. Now, you'd think here a pretty clear running situation, but it's tough to really get much against Boyd, as you mentioned, Dwight.
Yeah, he's not getting any jump at all. Aaron Jones is doing a good job of at least not going back toward first every time the pitch is delivered, but it's going to be very difficult with that short lead he has to steal second.
Boyd actually has him going back to the base even when he comes to the plate. Sean 0 for 2 today. His family out there for the introductions today with the seniors.
He's been very good against left-handed pitching. I would expect him to get at least one good swing here against the left-hander.
There it is, out to the right side. See if they'll bring the runner around. Jones hesitated for a second. Now he'll go into third standing up, and the Ducks have runners in the corners with 2 outs for Casey Cerna.
Well, we've seen this throughout this series that the Beavers are really cautious on this surface for some reason. It's a very true surface, and I don't think there's really any reason to be so careful. But in this case, Barnes in right field did not charge that ball at all. He sat back on it. He let that ball play him a little. Now take a look at this. If he wants to keep the runner off third, he's got to come at this pretty hard. He's got to come in on that. Well, he didn't. He sat back, and then he bobbled it a little bit after that, and that gives you no chance at all to hold a runner at second base.
Casey Cerna here with 2 down. Runners in the corners. Ducks 3 runs on 7 hits. The Beavers no runs on 2 hits. They've also committed a couple of errors today. The last 2 times the Ducks have had 2 runners on with 2 outs, they've gone with the running game, and they got 1 out of it. Did they do something similar here, do you think, Dwight?
It's possible.
Strike 1 to Cerna.
But I know he likes Cerna hitting with runners on, and he's been a good clutch hitter. But they have turned the Beavers every way but loose on the first and thirds today. Oregon State got 1 out at the plate when Wessler threw the ball to the plate, but the last time, with second and third situation, I think Oregon stole the run.
Peterson's at first. Not going. There's strike 2 to Cerna. Fans thought it was low and outside. A groan comes up from the fans here at PK Park. Well, if there's going to be any sort of a running play, you'd figure it's going to be here with 2 strikes.
Yeah, you would think so.
Cerna's also a really good guy to lead off with, too, in case they do try to run. Peterson not breaking. The ball's way outside. Ball 1, but a good spot.
Sluggo's on the left. Puddles is on the right.
Horton gives his
Flashing
signal.
the camera. Too
Now
funny.
you half expected to do something, Dwight. You're almost disappointed that they're not trying something.
Yeah, you do expect it.